When it comes to the NFL, individual talent does not always equal success.
Leading the NFL in sacks,
Gotta be.
5 coming in and 5 on the day for Myles Garrett.
I would throw the whole performance away for a win.
Whether it's front office dysfunction, a revolving door at quarterback, or just straight up bad rosters, these guys are wasting their best years on teams going nowhere fast. Myles Garrett, DE, Cleveland Browns. If there's one player in the NFL right now who perfectly captures what it means to be an elite on a terrible team, it's Myles Garrett. Of course, it is a little hard to feel bad for him after he decided to ink that big extension this offseason, but the situation is so dire that I digress. Through Week 8 of the 2025 season, Garrett led the entire league with 10 sacks. He's got 15 tackles for a loss. He's doing everything humanly possible to drag this Browns team to victories. Honestly, the entire Browns defense has been. But they just can't seem to get it together on offense. Man, there was Week 8 against the Patriots, the perfect encapsulation of Garrett's plight. He put up a historic performance, 5 sacks in a single game, only the 20th time that's happened in NFL history. The kind of game that should be celebrated with a victory lap and highlight reels for days. Instead, the Browns lost 32-13, a blowout. He's doing everything right. The team is just doing everything wrong. But hey, that's the Cleveland Browns in 2025 for you. Chris Olave, WR, New Orleans Saints. Chris Olave is quietly one of the best young receivers in football. Speed, hands, route running, he's got it all. And in 2025, despite playing on one of the worst offenses in the league, he's putting up solid numbers. Through 9 weeks, Olave leads the Saints in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. Heck, he's already surpassed his 2024 totals in an injury-shortened season. The kid is balling out. But here's the problem. The Saints are 1-8. They're tied for the worst record in the NFL and have one of the worst quarterback situations in the entire league. After all, now the Saints are starting rookie quarterback Tyler Shuck, who was thrown into the fire after Spencer Rattler struggled. And that offense is at the bottom of the league in about every single category. Olave came up in trade deadline rumors, and honestly, you can't blame him for listening. The Saints refused to move him, reportedly working on a contract extension instead. But man, that does not change the reality of the situation. Olave is wasting his prime on a team that has no answers at quarterback and no path back to relevance. Garrett Wilson, WR, New York Jets. The New York Jets and Garrett Wilson had a plan, a big one. In 2023, they traded for Aaron Rodgers, a future Hall of Famer who was supposed to unlock Wilson's potential and turn the Jets into contenders. Then Rodgers tore his Achilles 4 snaps into the season. Wilson's breakout year turned into a nightmare. Well, fast forward to 2024, Rodgers came back healthy, the Jets bring in Devontae Adams to complete the receiving core, and this should be it. This will be the year. No, that didn't happen. Nope, it was just another disaster. And now, heading into 2025, Rodgers is gone, he signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the offseason, and Wilson, who just signed a 4-year, $130 million extension, is now back to square one with Justin Fields under center. They just traded away their best defensive player on the defensive side of the ball, Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. And for what? For some draft picks. Yeah, this franchise is in full teardown mode, and Wilson is just stuck holding the bag. Brock Bowers, TE, Las Vegas Raiders. In 2024, he set the all-time rookie record for receptions with 112 catches, breaking a record held by wide receiver Puka Nacua, marking one of the best rookie seasons of all time, regardless of position. I mean, he racked up 1,194 receiving yards, shattering Mike Ditka's rookie tight end record that had stood since 1961. He was named first-team All-Pro as a rookie, but the Raiders, well, they went 4-13. But hey, it's now 2025, Bowers' second year, and yet somehow things are looking even worse. The Raiders are 2-7, and they traded away Jacoby Myers at the deadline, leaving Bowers as the only legitimate weapon on an offense that has zero identity and no direction under new head coach Pete Carroll. In Week 9 against the Jaguars, Bowers caught 12 passes for 123 yards and 3 touchdowns. An incredible performance. Yeah, well, the Raiders still lost in overtime after botching a 2-point conversion attempt. It has just become a pattern. Bowers does everything right, and the team still finds a way to lose. Trey Hendrickson, DE, Cincinnati Bengals. Trey Hendrickson got paid this offseason. His contract was reworked to give him $30 million for the 2025 season, a $14 million raise. And you know what? That man earned it. But Well, here's the problem. Joe Burrow, the franchise quarterback, went down in week 2 with a grade 3 turf toe injury that required surgery. The irony of it is that the offense has held up its end of the bargain with Joe Flacco under center. Yeah, no, it's actually the rest of the defense letting Hendrickson and Bengals fans down. Hendrickson is also dealing with his own injury issues, which, makes the situation all the more challenging. I mean, he aggravated a hip problem in week 8 against the Jets and was ruled out for the second half. At the moment, he's labeled day-to-day, but the season is slipping away. So you gotta think that he's starting to wonder, what is even the point here? Brian Burns, DE, New York Giants. Brian Burns gave everything he had in Carolina, trying to lift the Panthers out of their endless rebuild. It didn't work. So when the Giants traded for him before the 2024 season, one has to think that he was looking for a fresh start, and heck, maybe even a chance to compete. But yeah, he's now in New York, on a Giants team that is just as dysfunctional as the one that he left behind in Charlotte. There has been some excitement around the youth movement on offense, but following the injuries to Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatterbo, it's just Jackson Dart left. And the defense, which was supposed to be a strength, has really struggled. In fact, they collapsed spectacularly in Week 7 against the Broncos, surrendering 33 fourth-quarter points and a 33-32 loss that just felt like rock bottom. Burns has been fantastic too. He has 11 sacks this season, recording at least 1 sack in all but 1 game. Like, by every metric, he is playing lights-out football. But after that Week 7 disaster, Burns and defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence were openly frustrated with defensive coordinator Shane Bowen's play calling. It's rare to see players call out coaching that publicly. But hey, when you're putting in elite work and your team is collapsing around you, what else are you supposed to do? Jeffrey Simmons, DT, Tennessee Titans. Jeffrey Simmons is a 3-time Pro Bowler and a 2-time All-Pro. He's one of the most disruptive interior defenders in the league at 6'4" and 305 pounds, with a rare blend of size, power, and quickness that make him a nightmare for offensive lines. Unfortunately, he is stuck on the worst team in football and in an organization that is frankly going nowhere. They have the worst scoring offense in the NFL, averaging just 14.4 points per game. They have the second worst scoring defense, allowing 28.6 points per game. Now Simmons, to his credit, has been very productive, but the Titans are just so bad that even with Simmons playing at an elite level, they just can't compete. Max Crosby, DE, Las Vegas Raiders. Max Crosby is as relentless as they come on the field. He's an elite defensive end who doesn't take plays off and is always in pursuit of the quarterback, regardless of how bad his team is. But all that effort, all that drive, and he's doing it for the Las Vegas Raiders, a team that is a mess, to put it kindly. The Raiders are 2-7. Their only wins came against the Titans, arguably the worst team in football, and the Patriots in Week 1 before they actually found their identity. And as per usual, Crosby is playing through knee and back injuries, grinding it out every single week for a team that just can't seem to get out of its own way. Here's a guy who's given everything to this franchise, and he knows, he knows that the fans deserve better. CeeDee Lamb, WR, Dallas Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb is one of those wide receivers who can make even the toughest catches look effortless. He's a premier talent, a game changer who can swing momentum with a single play. But right now, Lamb's brilliance is being wasted on a Dallas Cowboys team that feels stuck in perpetual mediocrity. Despite a couple of promising performances, the Cowboys are 3-5-1 and quickly losing ground in the NFC playoff picture. Their defense is a complete disaster, which really shouldn't be a shock after trading away Micah Parsons before Week 1. Without him, they just can't seem to generate any pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And while there is hope that Quentin Williams will help to change that, the prospects for the rest of the season are not promising. Year after year, Cowboys fans convince themselves that this is finally the season that their team will shake off the drama and live up to its America's Team moniker. But come on, y'all gotta be brutally honest here. Dallas has not been a real contender in years. Sure, they make the playoffs here and there, but it just always ends in heartbreak. Lamb really deserves to be in the thick of a championship race, not propping up a franchise that's more known for its soap opera storylines than its success on the field. Jalen Waddle, WR, Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins really stink. There's just no nicer way to say it. They just fired their general manager, Chris Greer, after a humiliating 28-6 home loss to the Ravens. And it looks like head coach Mike McDaniel is going to be up next. Tyreek Hill is out, Tua looks like a shell of his former self, and Jalen Waddle is stuck right in the middle of it. Now, Waddle's numbers are not bad. He came up in trade deadline rumors, but nothing really materialized. So now he's committed to finishing out the season in Miami, watching a lost year circle the drain. But hey, which of these NFL stars do you think is stuck in the worst situation? Who do you think we're wrong about here? Was there any players that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.